Okay, here we are. We're doing our training session with little Bode. This is a tough little dog despite his size. So we have a pretty firm hand with him. Sean will be handling him today. Notice there's slack in the leash. There's always slack in the leash. Sean has his leash wrapped around his right thumb and his left thumb. And he adjusts the leash so there's slack. And then we're going to watch. Here comes a truck. We'll see how the dog reacts to the truck. Don't forget, the dog responds to changes in its environment, whether it's somebody ringing the doorbell or just a big truck going by. So the dog stayed still. That's wonderful. We activate the dog's walking by Sean stepping out with his left foot, and the dog walks on his left side. Notice Sean has no tension in his body. He's relaxed, and the dog is very happy. Sean will make a right turn. If the dog turns, he didn't turn, so Sean corrected. If he turned, he would praise. So we correct bad behavior and we praise good behavior. So when the dog is when the human is in forward movement, make a left turn. When the dog isn't, the dog can never pull on the leash. Slow down, come to a stop. Dog sits. Now Sean's going to step out with his right foot. I know he switched hands, which I didn't ask him to, but he did. And the dog stays. Let's go back to his side and praise him. I'm going to cut for a minute. Okay, so here we are. Sean's nice and relaxed. His leash is looped around his right thumb, and that's how it stays. You never have tension. Sean's going to step out with his left foot, and the dog is going to walk. If he doesn't, Sean corrects. Sean's going to stop, and the dog's going to sit. Sean's going to step out with his left foot. The dog's going to walk. Sean's going to stop. Dog's going to sit. Sean's going to step out with his left foot. The dog's going to walk. If he doesn't, he gets a little correction. Sean's going to stop. Sean's going to switch hands now, put his leash in his left, and he's going to pivot out with his right foot. And the dog's going to stay. Sean's going to drop the leash, and he's going to back up a little. I'm going to distract the dog. Ah! Ha ha! Puppy dog, you're a good dog. Sean's going to go back to his side and praise him. And we're careful. The leash is always on. The leash... Step out your left foot. Make a right turn. Now we're going to give the dog some free time, so Sean's going to pick a spot. Okay, now we switched handlers, so just watch the same. Everything's relaxed. There's no tension in her body. Left foot forward. We'll activate the dog to walk, and he's walking. Slow down, come to a stop. The dog sits. She's going to put the leash in her left hand and pivot out with her right. Back up, drop the leash, back up. I distract, but the dog stays. She goes back to his side and praises. And now we're going to take the dog on free time. So you're going to walk with your, go with your left foot forward over to where it says boarding. Good, 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 good. So the dog, when we're moving, the dog always at our left. When she gets to where we're going, she's going to come to a stop. The dog needs to SIT. Now she puts the dog on free time by saying, okay, good. Now the dog can pee, poop, sniff, jump, play with. But when you're in movement, the dog stays on our left. Period. Period. And that's how the dog learns boundaries and structure. So the dog gets a lot of love, but the dog doesn't activate it. The human activates everything. So we got heel, sit, and stay. We're going to work on the come and the down. And she gets a little hyperactive around other dogs on a leash, so we're going to go in the lobby and work on that right now. Okay, so now we're inside. One of the other behaviors we like to reinforce is the place command. One of his problems is he's a yapper. So we keep this out, we tell him quiet. When he barks inappropriately, we give a little snap and release. That's it. This is a high energy dog, and he's very determined. So pound for pound, he's a tough dog. So that means the humans have to be a little firmer. Never abusive, but firmer. Because this dog, and he's very food motivated. So the idea, first of all, this crate is huge. We use this just for demonstration purposes. So he should have a little tiny crate that's big enough for him to stand up. He should only get food in his crate. So there's a couple of parts to this. The dog is always on a leash, under your supervision, in the house, roaming around, and he only gets food, ever, in his crate. His crate is his den. Dogs are denning animals. So watch what we're trying to teach him. So the first thing is, just because the crate door opens doesn't mean he can go through it. So we correct him. Stop. And he needs to stay there. Good dog. You see, he's happy-go-lucky. This dog's tail doesn't stop. And that's good. It's good for a dog trainer, but he's firm. He's more dog than the average pet owner is really used to, I think. Then I'm going to say, okay, is his release command to come out, and he's out now. Good boy, and we watch him video the dog. Good, good. And I watch the leash now. I don't have to chase him around my house. Then when I want him to go to, we got to watch it doesn't get caught on things, so now I want him to go to his place. Bode, go to bed, go to your crate, foo-foo, go to your crate. Good doggy. I pick up my leash. Go crate. So we leave the leash on, good dog. Once we say it, he's got to do it. Go to your bed. Go to your crate. Place. Place. So I'm just using different words. Go to your place. Place. I step on the leash. Good dog. Go to your place. And he gets pushed in. And then I close the crate. The only time he gets food is in his crate. So this is the beginning of this problem. Well, the beginning. He knows it, but it has to be reinforced. He gets a little treat. The only time he gets food for any behavior. And I open the crate. He loves food, so that's good and it's bad. And I wait. Good boy. Good. And when I want to release him, I say, okay. Good dog. Then he comes out. Good boy.